Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Whoopin Bet Show here, brought to you by the Kota Sports Gambling Network and, of course, the Bet Kota Sportsbook down there in Deadwood, South Dakota. If you are in Deadwood this weekend or today or whenever, the rest of the summer, winter, doesn't matter when you go down there, just swing by the Midnight Star Casino, tell them you know the Whoopin Bet Show, tell them you know the Kota Cappers, and they will hook you up with a free t-shirt down there at the Bet Kota Sportsbook in Deadwood, South Dakota. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back! Let's go! It feels like a minute since we've been back in the lab here, and it's because it has. I think it's going on 2 weeks plus that we've been back here in the lab, and we're finally back at home for some time, and we're ready to roll here with the videos back in the lab instead of in the car, so we are happy about that. Now, we need to get hot again, right? All of a sudden, we went in the car, and we kind of started losing bets, and now we come back here, and we need to turn it up. We need to dial it up a little bit. We need to get hot here to end the season off strong. So year to date, we are 79, 87, and 4. We're still down minus 12.25 units, so that's very, very, very unfortunate, ladies and gentlemen. But the grind never stops. The clock never stops. No matter how many punches we take, no matter how many overtimes kill our unders, no matter how many times Team A can be up by 25 going into the fourth quarter and not cover a 7-point spread, no matter how many times all those things happen, is called betting for a reason. We just have to roll with the punches, brush it off as best as we can, and focus up. So today we're ready to focus up here on Tuesday, July 19th. We have 3 games on the slate and 1 morning game and 2 real late games here. The morning game, 10:30 a.m. on NBA TV. You have the Connecticut Sun -8 taking on the New York Liberty. Over under here, 164.5. The Liberty about plus 295, plus 300 on that money line, depending on what shops you're looking at here for this game. We're going to take the over 164.5 here, ladies and gentlemen. Connecticut kind of runs into a Minnesota Lynx situation where they're playing, 4 games in 5 days. The only difference is the Lynx took on a real solid defensive team in Washington, and the Sun here get their 4th game in 5 days. They get the New York Liberty, who is bottom 4 in total defense. So I don't think this Connecticut Sun offense is going to miss a beat offensively. They worry about tired legs, things like that. I understand that, but this New York Liberty defense gives up a ton of points, right? They give up a ton of points, so I don't expect to see a Connecticut Sun kind of dial it back a little bit. Obviously, Jones is day-to-day. She's missed a couple games here coming out of All-Star break, so keep an eye on that. I just think this Connecticut Sun team coming out of the All-Star break, they've scored 89, 93, and 83. They've been putting up some points. And now they take on a New York Liberty team that has let in a ton of points here this WNBA season. And I just think the Sun can keep it rolling offensively. As long as the Liberty get to about 70, 75 points, I think we should be okay. Now, the Liberty, too, they've been a second-half team the last handful of games. If we could get them to come out fast in the first half and continue that in the second half, I think that's even better for us for the under. You know what? Last time out, they scored 75 points in the second half. You got to score, you got to score in the first half, too, right? You can't all put it back in the second half and hope to compete and things like that. So, I don't know. This could be a blowout. This could be a close game. The Liberty, I still think they're fraudulent. I still don't like their coach. I don't think she works well with some of her players, especially the superstars. I'm not a big believer in the New York Liberty, so we're going to kind of stay away from the spread. I don't know what's going to happen there. I could see a couple different things happen there, but I do think this over is a strong play here for this contest. The Connecticut Sun offense continues to roll. The New York Liberty, if they can put first half and second half together, they can put up some points as well. So we're going to take the over here, 164.5. Our second game here, ladies and gentlemen, that's at 10:30, that first game on NBA TV. Then we have a 9 p.m. contest on NBA TV. The Las Vegas Aces, -11 taking on the Atlanta Dream. Over under here, 172.5, and the Dream plus 490, plus 500 on the money line. Wow, I think Rin Howard's supposed to be back for this contest. I know they're missing a couple other players as well, and at least they're day-to-day. So just, again, keep an eye on that injury report here. But, again, we're not going to take anything on the spread. While I do think there's a lot of value with the Dream plus 490, my goodness. I know the Aces are good, but they're not that good, right? Screw it. On camera, little movement here. We're gonna take the Atlanta Dream for half a unit on that money line. It's just too good. to win 2.45 units. So, little on air, you gotta love that. You know, we go into these videos, we kind of have everything planned out. I love when we're doing that video and we're like, oh, wait a minute, we're gonna play. Dream, too much value. Boom, lock it in, half a unit. But our favorite play for this game is the under here, 172. We're kind of eyeing it when it came out. It's now gone up to 172.5. I just think you have an Aces team here. Again, running into a Connecticut Sun, kind of Minnesota Lynx situation. This will be their fourth game since July 12th. So, 4 games in 6-7 days there. And they've gotten to battle. This will be their fourth game, since the 12th. They've gone to battle here. They've put up a ton of points. They've scored in the hundreds twice in their last 3 games. And they put up, 91 points against the Connecticut Sun as well. So Atlanta hopefully gets some players back here. They're a strong defensive team. 172, I still think that's a little too high. Granted, I know the Aces put up points. I understand that. But again, they played the Liberty every single time. They played the Liberty 3 times in a row here. They took on a Connecticut Sun team and only scored 91 points. Now you take on a little bit better defensive team. I think the under here, 172.5, is our favorite play for this contest. And I just think it's going to be a little slower game, maybe a little sloppy game for the Aces back at home taking on the Dream. And we're going to hope for some missed shots here. I hate cheering for missed shots, but I like the under, 172.5 here, and a half unit on the Dream money line. That's just too much value. Plus 500? Plus 500? Come on now. Come on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our final game of the day is the Indiana Fever taking on the Los Angeles Sparks. The Sparks at home, minus 8.5, over under 164. And the Fever, plus 320 on that money line. Again, a little value there. Granted, the Fever, 5-22 this season. One of those 5 wins, ladies and gentlemen, came against the Los Angeles Sparks. And now, supposedly that the Sparks are going to be out without some players here. Supposedly they could be out with 4-ish players. Liz Cambage, she's day-to-day, but you have Tolliver and Carter were listed out on July 18th on the injury report. Like we said, Cambage was day-to-day yesterday. One of Indiana's 5 wins this season have come against the Sparks. So, the Fever have been playing decent basketball after the All-Star break. The Sparks, not so much. The Sparks have looked kind of rough here coming out of the break. They've had 2 straight losses and 2 straight non-covers against the Washington Mystics and Chicago Sky. Granted, those are 2 top teams in the league. But you have an Indiana team here that's hungry. They're young. They're ready to roll. They've already have a win against the Sparks. And that just has to give this Indiana team a ton of confidence going on the road here. So I understand that the Sparks down the roster probably way more talented. But if they're going to be without 3-4 players, even if Cambage still plays, I think I like the Fever plus 8.5 here. That's a lot of points here for a hungry young team that does have some talent. Just granted, they haven't been able to put it all together as of lately. Or really this season. So we're going to take the Fever here. Not saying the Fever are going to win, but plus 8.5, I think they could keep this within the number on the road against a Los Angeles Sparks team that hasn't looked great coming out of the break. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. There's our plays. Again, we usually wear a hat, right, for our videos. We're not wearing a hat because we're on our way to work. I almost should throw a hat on. This is for positive vibes, right? The P is for positive vibes. That's what we're doing here today. We're ready to get rolling, and we're excited to give you our plays. We're excited for today's slate. We're excited for the week back in the lab. That's what we're most excited about, and we're ready to rock and roll and win some bets. So again, follow us on Twitter, ladies and gentlemen, at Whoopin Bets. You can follow the Kota Sports Gambling Network at Kota Cappers. Follow us on the interwebs, www.kotasportscappers.com. I'm Kota Capper Pace. We're going 3-0 today. That's the plan. That's the goal. Gotta believe it. Stay hungry. Stay positive, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see everybody tomorrow. Alrighty. Peace.